Welcome back to Piers Uncensored. Veganism, the art of eschewing all pleasure in life, is one of the 21st century's most bizarre trends, from where I look at it. But there are green, plant-based shoots of recovery. The new fashion is for high-profile vegans, including explorer Bear Grylls, to revealing they're detransitioning back to healthy, meaty diets. I'm joined now by the vegan man himself, John Mountain, and here in the studio, animal rights activist Joey Carbstong. Well, welcome to both of you. Let's come to Joey. So Joey, Bear Grylls, who I know well, said he's embarrassed he used to promote veganism. He now eats a diet of red meat, blood, bone marrow, as well as salted butter, eggs, fruit and honey. He says he's never felt better. Talking about his transition to a vegan diet, he said, I was vegan quite a few years ago. In fact, I wrote a vegan cookbook.
So I am a bit confused. He did say that he was an advocate of the vegan lifestyle for years and wrote a book on it, but the book he's referring to is titled Bear Grylls Fuel for Life, which contained recipes for South Indian chicken, buffalo burgers, venison shepherd's pie, and more. So I'm not sure what he means when he says that he was such a proponent of the vegan lifestyle that he wrote a book on it.
In fact, I wrote a vegan cookbook. I now feel a bit embarrassed about that because I promoted it. I thought that was good for the environment.
He's embarrassed that he promoted a plant-based diet when he drinks urine and bile out of camel's stomach.
Urine's quite healthy, though.
It's healthy. Would you drink urine? Would you rather?
Well, what is wrong with a cow being milked for milk?
It's unnecessary.
Why
do you need
I like
breast
milk?
Joey, it's
You
not.
need breast milk from a cow. You're not a baby cow. You're not a baby cow.
Why are vegans so angry?
Well, he made a statement saying the vegans are hangry and angry, but he carried on and banned all vegans from his restaurant because of one simple complaint. He got a two-star review when he was on Great British Menu, right? He'd ripped off his mic, smashed up the studio, and said that he wanted to kill the guy for giving him a two-star review of a fish dish that he made. He didn't ban all fish eaters from his restaurant.
Hang on, you were
didn't ban all fish eaters.
Joey. We're going to get personal. You were a gang member.
Where does calcium come from? Plants, originally. How does the cow get the calcium in their body? Plants. We can get calcium from plants.
Yeah,
What have you got against
improved.
plants? Plants are living things.
They're not sentient. They don't have a central
How do you
nervous
know?
system. Do you think stabbing a puppy dog in the throat is the same as cutting up a carrot?
How do you know what plants feel?
Do you think stabbing a puppy dog in the throat is the same as cutting up a carrot?
How do you know what plants feel?
They're not sentient. They don't have a central
How do you
nervous
know?
system.
Piers,
Because they don't have a brain or a central nervous
they're
system.
living things?
They're living, but they're not sentient.
You don't mind slaughtering living plants?
Because they don't feel pain. Because they don't feel pain.
Plants are living things.
They're not sentient. They don't have a central
How do you
nervous
know?
system. Do you think stabbing a puppy dog...
How do you know what plants feel?
Because they don't have a brain or a central nervous
they're
system.
living things?
They're living, but they're not sentient.
You don't mind slaughtering living plants?
I think you're talking. And that's his profile picture, looking at a dead pig.
Correct.
Joey,
in Australia,
thank
one
you.
second, I just want to say
Joey,
this.
let
In
me-
Australia, pigs are killed in gas chambers, okay? They cause pigs, they're horrible. Have you seen footage from inside a gas chamber?
Joey, here's the
I
thing-
recently exposed one in the UK.
Yeah.
They
Carbon
scream to
dioxide.
death and beg for mercy.
Okay.
In Perth, there's a gas chamber called Lindley Valley Pork, right? And this guy serves pork at his restaurants. And why would you be more
Joey?
upset of a little complaint as a chef than pigs being murdered in gas chambers?
Let me ask you the question that I asked a vegan activist the other day, which is that given that 80% or 90% of the world's almonds come from California, where they are made involving the demolition of billions of bees who get murdered, how do you feel about the little
They don't
guys?
get murdered. That's completely false, and I don't know why.
How many billions of bees die in the pollination?
I've got the 2022 data right here. They die mostly from parasites and pests. 66% die of varroa mites or other pests and parasites. Some die from disease.
In the making
Excuse me,
of
no.
almonds and avocados.
They don't.
Oh, they do. They do.
The data is here. It's this here.
Do you know where I read
this? Here is
this?
data from US Department of Agriculture.
Do you know-
Where do those bees come from?
Huh?
Where do those bees come
In
from?
America, they come from all over
Where?
the country.
The commercial honey industry.
That's true.
And
a lot of them
what do we
do.
boycott? What do vegans boycott?
Go on.
The commercial honey industry.
Why don't you boycott almonds and avocados?
Because I don't see a reason to. Most of the bees are dying from mites.
You don't see-
Do you see
You
pollination?
don't see a reason
on this
to.
list?
Okay.
They
50
die from mites.
billion-
Why aren't you angry at the mites?
Hang on, Joey.
Varroa mites.
Let's not shout over each other. Sometimes 50 billion bees die in 6
From
weeks.
mites.
To give you vegans
I've literally just
your
told you they
almonds
die
and
from
avocados.
mites. Check
No,
out the,
that's not true.
These are agricultural stats
That is
from
not
America.
true.
And you're
Read the
still lying.
Read the Guardian.
I read it in an article, an anecdote, so it must be true. Listen,
Joey, how long have you been a vegan?
10 years.
Right, do you actually, because you seem quite agitated to me. like you want a bit
You
of...
spout nonsense about bees being murdered when they die from mites.
They are murdered. They're murdered.
It's clown behaviour.
But do you think, in a way, you represent what I feel about vegans? That you're all quite hangry.
Are you against animal cruelty, Piers?
Yes.
Then why do you support animal cruelty when you support the meat
Don't.
industry?
I've defended the bees for years.
No, well, they're not murdered. They die from mites.
Billions of bees are murdered so that you vegans can eat almonds and avocados.
Do you boycott honey where they're hired from?
John, let me bring in John here. John, look, here's my point about the vegans. There's a lot of hypocrisy, as there is with all these debates, right? Which is that if you want to eat almonds and avocados as a vegan, you feel virtuous, you think you're saving the planet as well. Actually, neither of those things are true. Billions of bees get killed to make almonds and avocados. People can go read the proper reports about this.
Are you against animal cruelty?
I'm against animal cruelty.
Of course. It's not cruel to bolt
I'm against human cruelty.
Me too. I don't kill humans either, but to kill animals for a product we don't need is cruel.
You have every right to be a vegan, as I have every right to be a meat eater. And you can do that. But please don't thrust the message down everyone's throats that we all have to change to veganism.
The only beings who are being thrusted are the animals who are being forced into slaughterhouses for an unnecessary reason. Are you against animal cruelty?
I'm against animal cruelty.
Of course. Please don't thrust the message.
The only beings who are being thrusted are the animals who are being forced into slaughterhouses for an unnecessary reason.
Come here, Joey. Wait. Real quick, Joey. Let me hear you say your line. Let me hear you say it. Come on, say it, Joey. Say it. With spirit.
You're not a baby cow.
It's not what we're about. I think each should be to their own, and you should just enjoy your life. You know, if they're going to argue, Piers,
Why are
I
you
feel
killing
that they
animals?
should
Enjoy your
all-
life.
But Joey, why can't you...
Why are you killing animals? Look at this.
Joey, it's a
Posing
pig.
with a murdered piglet.
It's a pig, yeah.
Posing with a murdered piglet. And it
Joey.
wasn't just... You can't handle a simple complaint from a... And this woman, she's a very nice young woman. I spoke to this young woman.
Yeah.
She's very nice, very kind, very polite. And
Yeah.
you can't handle a simple...
Joey, let me ask you a
complaint
question.
as celebrity chef.
Joey.
And it's clear,
Joey.
even meat eaters complain about his
Joey.
restaurant. He doesn't ban all meat.
Joey, here's what I say.
Exposed.
To everyone watching this, either on the show tonight or on YouTube later, go and Google bees,
US Department of Agriculture stats.
almonds,
right here.
avocados, and you'll see the truth.
This is a gas chamber, Piers. This is how pigs are killed and
Piers.
slaughtered in the UK. This is my
Piers, do you mind
investigation.
if I ask you a question?
Why don't you play me the sound of billions of bees being murdered?
Piers,
Well, I know that
would you
animals
mind if I
get
ask
killed
you
so
a
that I can
question?
eat pigs.
They're screaming to death.
Right.
Look at them, face them.
What do you think bees do?
Face them, they're
What do you
screaming to
think
death.
bees do when you murder them?
They get killed by mites. This is gas chamber. Look at it.
No.
You don't even want to look at it.
They get slaughtered.
Cowards.
I love it all. I love eating meat.
You love animal cruelty.
Yeah, I'm prepared to admit I love eating meat. You're not prepared to denounce avocado and almond
Because you're making up stats.
eaters
They don't get
because
slaughtered.
they actually lead to the
Pollination doesn't
extermination
slaughter-
of
they wanna
millions
keep
of
these
bees.
bees alive.
Final word to John. Joey, when was the last time you
canning.
laughed?
Last time I laughed,
you
when I
stop
heard you
one
say
second?
that all bees are slaughtered because of avocados, it's an absolute abject
It's
lie.
it's an
a lie.
absolute fact.
You can't, facts don't
It's
care
an
about your feelings, Piers.
undeniable.
Can I get a word
Facts don't
in?
care about
Yeah,
your
John.
feelings.
Dude,
Fuck off, I don't want anything to do with you. Don't ever speak to me again. You're a fucking piece of shit.
even vegans don't get your weird, stupid wannabe sense of irony here. Who's your audience? Nobody gets these dumb jokes. Dude,